They called me the backup daughter. At a family dinner. In front of 3 board members. My father laughed when he said it. My sister Brooke laughed harder. I sat there, smiled, said nothing. But under the table, I opened my phone. I scrolled to the family group chat. 9 months of messages. Every single one saved, backed up, time-stamped. Did I just smile and take it? Not this time. Because the next morning, I CC'd HR, the board, and our external counsel. You want to know what a backup daughter does when she's done being the safety net? She backs everything up. And then she hits send. Drop your time zone in the comments. Where are you watching from? And if you've ever been the backup in your family, hit that like button. Let me tell you how 9 months of screenshots brought down a $4 million fraud. Let me rewind. I joined the family business right after my MBA. We run a mid-size pharmaceutical sales firm. My father built it from nothing. Brooke is my older sister. Charming, photogenic, Dad's favorite. She took the VP of marketing role. Thin resume? Strong smile. I took operations. The track nobody wanted. Dad used to say it at every meeting. Brooke closes deals. You close loops. He meant it as a compliment, I think. Family dinners blurred into board strategy sessions. Our group chat was called the A-Team. Wedding planning, compliance shortcuts, revenue pressure, all in the same thread. I was added last. I never posted much. But I read everything, and I saved everything. My mentor taught me that. She survived a hostile takeover in the 90s. She told me once, paranoid people keep their jobs. Prepared people keep their dignity. So I kept a folder. Cloud synced. Backed up weekly. Every Slack thread. Every text. Every email. Every voice note. I didn't think I'd need it. But then came the weekend before the Q3 board review. And everything changed. That's when I learned the difference between being valued and being useful. Brooke was valued. I was useful. And useful people get used. Sunday morning. My father texted me. Brunch at the house. Just family. Casual. I should have known better. When I walked in, Brooke was already there. Smiling. Dad poured coffee. Then he slid a folder across the table. We need you to sign off on this vendor contract. Brooke negotiated it. Logistics partner. 3-year deal. I opened it. The price was 40% above market rate. I looked up. This is expensive. Who's the vendor? Brooke's smile didn't move. A startup. They're hungry. They'll deliver. I flipped to the ownership page. The registered agent had the same last name as Brooke's boyfriend. Is this his company? My father's voice was calm. Too calm. It's a family business. Brooke's relationship is an asset. You're being risk-averse because you're not a relationship builder. Brooke leaned back in her chair. It's why you're operations, not leadership. I kept my voice steady. I need to see the board memo before I approve this. Dad's smile thinned. It went out Friday. You were CC'd. I pulled out my phone. Searched my inbox. Nothing. I didn't get it. Well, it's handled. Just stay in your lane. Brooke laughed. Don't be the backup daughter who blocks the star player. My father stood. Board meets in 4 days. If you make noise, we'll say you're sabotaging Brooke out of jealousy. Then they both left. I sat there with cold coffee and a contract I never signed. I went home. Tore through my email. Finally found it. Buried in my spam folder. Sent at 11:47 p.m. Friday night. Subject line. Board memo. Vendor approval. I opened the PDF. There was my name. Right at the bottom. Approved by my name, COO. I never wrote that. I never saw that memo. My signature had been forged. I tried calling the one board member I trusted. Straight to voicemail. He was traveling. I drafted an email to the full board. Explained the conflict. Hit delete. My father controlled the board calendar. Then I saw the update. He'd moved the vote up by 2 days. I had 48 hours. No allies, no access. My mentor texted me that night. Pick your battle. You can't win a family fight in public. I stared at my laptop. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was risk-averse, jealous, small. Maybe I should just let it go. I hovered my mouse over the evidence folder. I almost deleted it. But then I opened the family chat, and I started reading. From the very beginning, I thought I'd lost. I was wrong. I scrolled back to March. There it was. Brooke, can we backdate vendor onboarding docs? Dad, just this once. Revenue trumps process. March 14th, 11:32 p.m. I kept scrolling. May 8th, 9:41 a.m. My father sent a message to Brooke. Good thing she doesn't read these. She'd have a compliance heart attack. LOL. Brooke replied with 3 words. She's the backup. We only loop her in when we need a scapegoat. I read it again. Backup. Scapegoat. Not once. Not a joke. A pattern. I took a screenshot. Then another. Then 20 more. Every message was time-stamped, cloud-synced, uneditable. I exported the entire chat as a PDF, metadata intact. I had receipt number 1, but words weren't enough. I needed numbers. I needed proof that this wasn't just mean. It was criminal. So I opened my personal contract archive, and I started digging, Monday morning, 2 days before the vote. I tried logging into the shared finance drive. Access denied. I called my assistant. She apologized. She'd been reassigned to Brooke. Then my father sent an email to the entire board. Subject, Strategic Partnership Update. He praised Brooke's vendor deal. Called it visionary. And then, at the bottom, after initial concerns, our COO has signed off. Family alignment at its best. I stared at the screen. He was framing me. In real time. The family chat lit up. Brooke. Some people need to learn when to support instead of block. Glad we're past that. My aunt sent a heart emoji. My mother called 10 minutes later. Please don't embarrass your father. Brooke worked so hard on this. Why can't you just be happy for her? I didn't answer. She kept talking. You'll ruin this family's reputation. I hung up. I looked at the calendar. Wednesday, 9 a.m., 41 hours. I had one move left, and I had to make it perfect. I pulled every contract I'd ever reviewed. I found it. The same logistics vendor. 8 months earlier. Different LLC name. Same service. Same contact. I had rejected it. Overbilling. Missed benchmarks. I cross-referenced the new proposal. Identical. Line by line. Except the price. 40% higher. I opened my browser. Pulled up the boyfriend's LinkedIn. Co-founder of both LLCs. I ran the vendor's tax ID through the state business database. Registered address. The boyfriend's home. Then I found the smoking gun. June 19th. 7:14 p.m. Family chat. Brooke. Babe's company needs a win. Dad said we can route it through procurement if she doesn't audit too hard. Route it through. If she doesn't audit too hard. Premeditated. Planned. Conspiracy. I had motive. I had numbers. I had proof. Now I knew exactly who to call. I looked at the contract one more time. 3-year deal. $4.2 million. The boyfriend's LLC would clear about $1.1 million in margin. Enough to cover the startup debt he'd mentioned at Christmas. But it wasn't just about money. I scrolled back further in the family chat. January, 18 months ago. My father sent Brooke a private message. She screenshotted it to the group. Once we show the board you can bring in strategic partnerships, the CEO seat is yours. CEO seat? This wasn't a vendor deal. It was Brooke's coronation. And I was the prop. If the deal went through, she looked brilliant. If it failed later, my forged approval made me complicit. I wasn't the backup daughter. I was the insurance policy, the scapegoat they could cash in whenever they needed cover. Now I understood. And now I knew exactly what to do. Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. I opened my laptop. I wrote one email. 2, external legal counsel. The independent board member, HR director, CC, my personal attorney. Subject, urgent, conflict of interest and forged approval. Board vote tomorrow. I didn't write a story. I didn't plead. I attached 3 files. 1, the forged memo. My real signature underneath for comparison. 2, the family chat export. Full PDF, time-stamped, highlighted. 3, the vendor due diligence report. LLC overlap? Price inflation. Prior rejection. I wrote 2 sentences. I did not approve this contract. The attached evidence shows fraud, self-dealing, and forgery. Then I did what my mentor taught me. I sent a duplicate package to my personal attorney with instructions. If the company buries this, file it with the state. No threats, no drama. Just documents, dates, delivery. I hovered over the send button. 1 click. I pressed it. Then I waited. I didn't have to wait long. Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. I got the call. Emergency executive session. Conference room, now. I walked in. The independent board member was on video from London. External counsel sat at the head of the table. The HR director had printed copies of everything I sent. My father walked in 2 minutes later. Brooke right behind him. They saw the evidence packets on the table. Dad's face went pale. Brooke's smile finally cracked. Counsel didn't waste time. We have credible evidence of 3 violations. Forged signature, undisclosed related party transaction, conspiracy to bypass controls. My father tried to laugh. This is a misunderstanding. It's a family business. We coordinate. Counsel cut him off. You falsified a compliance officer's approval. You attempted to ratify a $4.2 million self-dealing contract. Brooke leaned forward. We were just streamlining the process. Counsel slid the chat transcript across the table. March 14th. Revenue trumps process. June 19th. Root it through if she doesn't audit too hard. The board member's voice came through the screen. Did you approve this contract? He was looking at me. I met his eyes. No, I did not. Here's my signature on file. Compare it to the memo. Counsel projected both on the screen. Side by side. Not even close. Silence. The board member spoke again. The vote is canceled. Pending full forensic review, you are both placed on immediate administrative leave. My father stood. You can't do this. We just did. The boyfriend's contract is void. HR will open a formal investigation. Counsel looked at me. We'll need you to brief the board on operational continuity. Brooke and my father walked toward the door. Brooke stopped, looked back. You just destroyed this family. I kept my voice calm. No, I just stopped you from destroying this company. The door closed. The gavel didn't fall. The paper trail did all the work. The forensic audit took 6 weeks. It found 2 other vendor deals Brooke had approved without disclosure. Combined exposure, over $8 million. The board removed my father as CEO. Removed Brooke from all officer roles. They were offered buyout terms for their equity. My father took the offer, quietly. Brooke threatened to sue. Her lawyer read the evidence and told her to settle. She did. I was promoted to interim COO, then to permanent chief compliance officer. I report directly to the new independent CEO the board recruited. The family group chat went silent. 4 months of nothing. Then my mother sent a message. I'm sorry. I didn't want to see it. I didn't reply right away. I waited a week. Then I wrote back, I love you, but I won't let love excuse fraud. We meet for coffee now. Once a month, boundaries, not bitterness. Brooke sends passive-aggressive LinkedIn likes sometimes. I don't engage. The boyfriend's LLC dissolved 6 months ago. My father retired to Arizona. We don't talk. The company installed a whistleblower hotline. Mandatory ethics training for all executives. I donated my first compliance bonus to a nonprofit that teaches financial literacy to first-generation professionals. I still save every email. I still back up every chat. Not paranoia, protection. Here's what I learned. Being the backup doesn't mean you're powerless. It means you see what the stars miss. And when you have receipts, you don't need revenge. You just need the truth, a paper trail, and the courage to press send. So let me ask you, have you ever been the backup in your family or your job? What did you do? Drop your answer in the comments. And hit subscribe if you believe that boundaries are strength, not betrayal. New story every week. One more thing. This is a fictionalized dramatization, not legal or financial advice, but the lesson is real. Document everything. Trust your gut. And never let anyone make you the scapegoat for their greed. Thanks for watching.